So EVGA has sent me a budget gaming keyboard. Currently, the keyboard, I even looked on Amazon, it is $25 right now. And this keyboard is actually pretty nice for what it is. Now, this is a membrane type keyboard, but I want to let you know that EVGA did not have any say in this process. I'm going to give you my unbiased review of that, but I do thank them for sending me the keyboard for review and testing. So anyway, let's go ahead now and let's get into the review. Okay, so this is the EVGA Z12. As you can see, full RGB. This is a full-size keyboard, including the numpad, multimedia controls across the top, and a set of predefined macro keys that you can use, and the EVGA Game and PC mode button. Now, the Game and PC mode button switches between two modes, where the game mode is where it will lock out keys, and there's certain keys that you can disable within the software, or you can select PC mode, which will automatically unlock all the keys on the keyboard. But as you can see, it is actually a very clean looking keyboard. Not a lot to it other than, you know, the RGB, which is really nice. This is a membrane keyboard. This is not a mechanical keyboard, but it has the profile of a mechanical keyboard, so the keys actually sit a lot higher than a normal, what you would consider a membrane keyboard. And it's also waterproof, well, nearly waterproof. It's IP32 specified, which is very water resistant. So if you spill coffee on it, then more than likely you will not mess this keyboard up. You can just clean it up and go on with your business. On the back of the keyboard, as you can see, couple things to note. First of all, note the texture. It is definitely textured and engineered to look like a gaming keyboard. It does have two different feet that you can use, one long and one short, to change the angle, or you can make them flat if you wanted to do that. I prefer actually leaving them on the highest angle possible. This also does come with a wrist rest that you can buy separately. I think it was $15 on the EVGA's website. But other than that, you do have full RGB. Now, this is 5 zones of RGB that goes into the keyboard. It's not every single key that has it, so you do have that. But even when you change the different modes and do the different colors and different ways to do it, it actually flows nice and seamlessly. You don't actually see the zones unless you designate each zone as a separate color, which you can do in the software. So other than that, it's very nice. Response time on the keys are 3 milliseconds, so you do have a really fast response time, and it is quite quiet compared to a mechanical keyboard. Not bad at all. What I do like about it is that, number one, it does feel like a mechanical keyboard. You don't have this flat keyboard like you're used to with membrane keyboards. It does have the feel of a gaming keyboard that comes at a nice entry level price. Of course, you got the EVGA logo on top, which looks really nice, and you do have a nice long cable. So if you're into cable management, this gives you plenty of cable to work with. It does come with this little tie down too that you can see. It's, you can have a nice long desk, nice big desk, and have plenty of cable to get to your gaming PC or streaming PC, whatever you're going to use it for. Now let's go ahead and we'll get into the software, and we'll talk about, what the software does for you. All right, so this is EVGA's Unleash RGB software that you can use to program your keyboard and do different things. The first tab here under general settings, you can see that you can configure your different keys here to do left or right if you wanted to switch them between left and right. And then the game mode, this is where you can actually select the disabled keys. Now currently the only one I have selected is the Win key, but you can select the Win key, the App key, left shift, Alt F4, Control Escape, the Tab key, and Alt Tab. Or you can unbind them all and they'll just stay unlocked. That's your choice. Character repeat, you can select the delay time, you can select the rate speed, and if you want to, you can set a test area. And then second tab is your lighting effect, and here you have a couple different modes. You got 5 modes, or you can just go off of different RGB modes. Of course, there is the static on, which is what I have right now. You can do breathing, you can do pulse, you can do the rainbow wave, and you can see the 5 zones on the keyboard here on where they're laid out. And you can go and you could do just individual zones if you wanted to. you know, you can have one zone, you can have all zones, you know, you can, it's, you know, pretty customizable, which is nice. The third section here, you have key assignments where you can actually control a key function here, and you can see the list here that you have. You also have a macro editor where you can go and you can use those dedicated macro buttons and you can have them perform a function. You also have down the side here up to 9 profiles that you can save, which is pretty nice. And then of course under your setup options, you have the start with OS, start minimize, your language selections, your check updates that you can, you know, schedule daily, weekly, monthly, or whenever you want. You can also reset the factory settings and you can see your current firmware. It's pretty standard, pretty easy to understand software, nothing super crazy. The one thing that it does not do is it's not smart enabled, so you don't have smart enabled controls RGB like you would do with something like IQ where you can sync it up with all your other devices. But for $25, what do you really expect? I mean, it's going to be very basic, but RGB I think actually looks really good, so I'm very pleased with it. So what do I like and what do I dislike about this? Well, I mean, for 25 bucks, there's really not a lot to dislike. It actually comes with a lot of features for $25, and it looks really nice. As you can see, the profile there sits up like a mechanical keyboard. It feels good. I mean, I was pleasantly surprised. You know, I have been used to having a mechanical keyboard now for, I don't know, 5 or 6 years plus now. And so going back to this, it was a little weird at first because, you know, the keys are a little mushy because it's a membrane board. But after a while, I got used to it. And to be honest with you, it didn't affect my gameplay any. You know, if anything, it made my stream quieter because I didn't have as much clickiness going in it. And I know people like that clickiness. And it actually is a little bit more clicky than a regular membrane keyboard. I do have one here. It's an older one that I've had that I use. It's a wireless board, and it's a standard membrane board. It's made by Logitech here with the flatter keys, and you know, and here's, you know, you can hear me clicking it. As opposed to this, which has a little bit more clicky sound to it, more, you know, like a mechanical board. So you do kind of get a little bit more noise with it if you want that kind of clicky sound. You can also, like I said before, you can customize the keys. These are MX style keys, so if you want to get custom keys, keycaps, then you can do that. They are replaceable, and you can see kind of how the RGB works as it's underneath the membrane area there, which is pretty cool. And actually, one of the pluses with this is I really do like the RGB in this. I think it's actually, because it's diffused a bit underneath the membrane area, it actually looks nice, and it's not super bright as opposed to some of the other keyboards I've reviewed and owned. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty dope, right? 25 bucks, can't complain. And you know, it has all the looks of a mechanical gaming keyboard, but it's a membrane keyboard that just has a really good response rate. So, you know, for 25 bucks, you can't beat it. And I think it's a great frugal buy, especially if you're looking maybe even to a secondary keyboard for your stream PC or something, and you want that extra RGB. Yeah, there you go. EVGA has it. Z12 right now, Amazon, 25 bucks. Can't beat it. I think when this thing came out, it was $50 on most of the retail sites. So half price right now on Amazon. You can't beat it. And the software is on the EVGA's website, and you can download that for free. So there you go. If you got any questions about this keyboard, let me know. I'd love to hear your comments in the chat about it. I'm actually pretty pleased with it overall. Now, it's not going to replace a mechanical keyboard. Most people like the feel of the mechanical keyboard. It does not feel the same. But for a membrane keyboard for $25, I really just don't think you can, you know, find a better option out there right now that gives you all the customization that you have with this keyboard. So guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell for notifications. You'll know when I have a video that goes live. But other than that, thanks to EVGA for sending me this keyboard. But if you're looking for a budget option, you're getting into the gaming for the first time, and you just don't have the money to buy a mechanical keyboard, but you want the look and you want sort of the feel of it without all the tactile feel and the clickiness of the keys themselves, then this is a great entry-level keyboard to get into. So, all right, guys, have a great day. We'll see you later. Bye.